fucking. No, and we're back.
Well, let's do this live.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course we are.
How the hell is already 8 people watching?
Isn't it? And especially since I think we are already live.
Yep, we're live.
Jeez, that's big.
You know how we say we're all Kevin? For this one, we say we all blame Kevin.
I played
We
the
all blame
fifth.
Kevin.
Yeah. Well, it happens. It happens.
Oh, you know what though?
What?
Listen, there's no back end. Can't hear Al.
Oh no.
Can't hear Al. Sorry. Try again. Let's see. Yeah, we got feedback line coming in, but we can't hear you, bro. Start it over. Start it over, bro. Try again.
Jeez.
Try again.
Okay, so he's gonna.
We try
Hashtag
and we
you'll
try
never
again.
blame Kevin. Yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, that was that's wow. God damn, he jumps back on here
He's
quick.
got, like super fast internet.
He's just whoosh,
Commander.
and still can't hear you. So have you tried turning it on and turning it off again?
Does it sound like when you talk to me?
Yep. Can't hear you, Al. Sorry, bro. We tried.
Maybe
I don't know what to do.
Maybe well, since he has the login now, we can try to log in.
Yeah, you could try. Yeah, you could try to log in as Teal Town and see what that does for you.
Yeah.
Might help. Just saying.
It's a thought. I don't know.
It's worked before,
But-
is what I'm saying. For what?
I
No, because look right here, come up here. So if we can hear that, we would hear him.
Okay.
So
All right.
anyway, so fan appreciation night. That was it. 82 games in the books, kids. Fun start with the exception of losing opening night to Anaheim, but then going down to LA and beating LA in their opening night. That was fun.
Yeah.
So here we are, and we will find out in approximately 8 hours as to when the Sharks, we know it'll be against Vegas, but we will find out when the Sharks start their playoff run. It's funny. Some of the people that we talked to tonight said they thought it would be Wednesday, Friday. I myself think it's going to be Thursday, Saturday, just based on historical reasons.
Right.
So there you go.
But I look at. Am I good? All right. Let's see if that.
Make sure to eat that mic, bro.
I'm eating. Yum nom nom.
Look for the.
There we
red.
go. Oh, I see it.
There you go.
I see it now. Okay.
Hey,
Back up. I need a drink.
You need.
Heyo.
Of course he does, right, folks? So I'm guessing it's Wednesday since Colorado is playing Thursday. Jessica, where did you get that info from? That's a curious one. One of the things I thought. AJ,
Hold on. Why is the pick for Wednesday?
Jessica is saying, I'm guessing it's Wednesday since Colorado is playing Thursday.
Oh, and because of games that have to happen this side of the Mississippi type of a thing.
Well, like I was saying this, you and Jim Sparacco, who graciously helped us out. Cheryl, I thought that guy was replacing Angry. But
just start growing leaves. Hold on, wait for it. Hold on. It is.
But like I was talking to you about with you and Jim Sparacco about it, it would make sense for them to have a Thursday, Saturday setup with Boston and Toronto doing the early game. And then the night game would be Colorado, Calgary, because that sets it up perfectly for Hockey Night in Canada. You have your big double header there.
Yeah.
And the only thing is Winnipeg St. Louis might get in that way. But since that's a central game,
you make a
that
great point.
That might be the early game on Saturday.
You make a great point because let's be honest, it's all about the ratings. And let's also, can we talk about the elephant in the room for a minute? When was the last time Canada had 3 representatives in the playoffs?
Oh,
Seems like it's been a while. Montreal was this close.
When was it? When was it? It was wasn't it 2015 when the Sharks missed the playoffs? There was like
Yeah, 14, 15.
like Vancouver.
Oh, crap. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Calgary, Winnipeg, and like Ottawa and Montreal were all in. Wasn't it 2015?
Maybe.
I
But
remember
either
it
way,
was
it's been a while.
And I think like all of them went out in round one.
Well, you remember that season? What was it like? The top 4 in the Pacific went, and the bottom 4 in the East went. I mean, who saw that coming?
That was 2006 when the Sharks.
Really, Jess? Really,
Thank you,
Jessica? Really?
Thank you.
If you don't pay for it, he's not doing it. No, I'm kidding. That was such an asshole thing to say. Uh-oh. I think Kayla might be jumping in. Where's the tail?
Yeah,
there's the tail.
There's
the tail. And there it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 positive.
What about? Oh no, Marty. We haven't even talked about this. That there's video of Connor McDavid that evidently on the bench saying it's broke.
No, when he was on the ice, I saw it earlier.
It was on the ice.
It was on the ice. The trainer looked at him and he looked at him and says it's broken.
No, but what was the trainer looking at? Because it was a close up of McDavid's face. So I don't know if it's an arm, a leg.
I think it was the left leg, if I'm not mistaken.
Can Edmonton's luck get any worse? You think about the fact that it's like this is a team that is literally playing for nothing. They have a placeholder in their GM, they have a placeholder in their coach. You've got McDavid a whopping 5 days ago rolling his eyes at reporters, essentially saying, "Get me the hell out of here." And there's speculation on websites, and of course it's not going to be confirmed because that's not the kind of guy that McDavid is. McDavid's a guy who just wants to roll and say, "Hey, we're all good. Let's see. Hold on, I'm taking a look at the first time at the video of McDavid going in. All right, little bit of a trip, and then
I hate to say it, but shades of Torrey Mitchell during that one training camp.
Oh, so you're thinking left leg that oh yeah, that would do it. All right. So RIP Connor McDavid. No. Hey, at least it wasn't your clavicle. I guess again, I don't know, but Jesus, man. We're talking a team that has played in a playoff round once in the last 13 years, and then they lose their superstar. What's next? Is Draisaitl like going to come down with dysentery or something? I mean, literally nothing worse can happen to the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, how great would it be if they got Drew Remendo as their coach? I would sign up as an Oiler fan right now if that happened. I loves me some Drew. And boom, spoiler, hashtag shameless plug alert. We spoke with Brody Andrew earlier this week. It is on our YouTube channel, so go check that out. That subscribe button's right down there. Find that out. We spoke with Brody and Drew. It was an hour-long conversation of it was so beautiful. They ribbed each other. They told some great stories. It was fantastic. And yesterday I got to sit down with Sharks VP of Digital and Marketing, Doug Bentz. He basically laid out everything the Sharks have planned coming in. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit, he's probably holding a couple things to the vest. He's not going to say, "Hey, let me announce like this amazing thing we're going to do on tealtownusa." We'll probably say that for our own social account. That's fine. We expect that. But he did share an amazing amount of information that was really cool. Tells everybody what to look forward to as the playoffs begin next week. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find both of those interviews right there. If you are not a YouTube or video person, they're available for you on iTunes, SoundCloud, and now Spotify. So check that out. Let's get back to the chat. I'm so disappointed in Bert Kreischer. There's no way I'm pronouncing that correctly. Why is Chris disappointed in whoever Bert is?
Bert Kreischer?
His comedy is gold, but he likes shit hockey teams.
Okay,
I don't know who that is, but hey, if you've got a YouTube link, by all means, throw that over.
Yeah.
Bring back T-Mac. Are you nuts? I mean, dude. Oh yeah, that's broke. You're not gonna. Oh, that's Al. Oh, Al's just giving us noise. Yeah, you're not bringing. That's the video I saw where he's like, it's broke. Yeah, you're not bringing back T-Mac, and I think that's the reason. And I think Remenda, he didn't confirm it, but I think he kind of hinted to it, is that the Edmonton Oilers franchise right now is not going to do anything to mess with what is happening in Bakersfield. You're not going to bring up I want to say his name is Scarrett. I might be wrong. What am I looking
Skylar
for?
Greenberg saying anything on Shimmick returning to the Sharks. Heard something on the radio. I think it's way too soon to even think if it's as serious of a knee injury as possible.
The closest you want to get with Shimmick when it comes to finding out how close he's back, go look at Shimmick's Instagram. He did post basically rehab video a couple days ago where it was essentially him on a bike. You can see the tape on his knee. You can see that he's rehabbing. You can see that he's actually pedaling well. Doesn't look to be in any discomfort. He's clearly working it out. Do I think that he'll make it back for if the Sharks make it to the second round? I don't know, but I hate to say this. I know that the Sharks are all in. And Erik Karlsson, the acquisition of Erik Karlsson made that kind of fait accompli. I would hate to see the Sharks rush back Shimmick because of his success with Burns if getting into these playoffs, and say it goes to game 7 versus Vegas, and the first 6 games, obviously 3-3, that's how you get to game 7.
Right.
But if during 3 of those losses, Ryan, Yoakum looks lost, and Shimmick comes along and says, I feel good or something, I would hate to see Shimmick come in for one game and essentially lose his career, because that's what could happen if you rush him.
And you don't want to rush him. You don't want to rush anybody, and he's one of your biggest prospects, young defenseman. Merkley got called up.
I'd rather see Merkley come up, to be honest with you.
Well, let's not get crazy here. But at the same time, having Merkley with the CUDA, I think about this for a second.
Dude,
Ivan
Merkley,
Chekovich, who came in last night, Merkley,
Shemlevsky, Blickfeld.
I'm sorry, but which team here? Let me ask you this, Rob. I'm going to steal your game here. Pick which team, CUDA or Sharks, have the best chance at winning their championship.
See,
I made him speechless, folks.
No. Yeah, I gotta say, to be honest, I think Sharks. I honestly think Sharks. I think there's some solid competition in the Central for the AHL. Oh, hey now. I think there is, and if the Condors catch fire again like they did, you never know. No, I mean, now granted, we can sit here and talk like, oh my God, you've got Gambrell, who's played how many, a handful of NHL games this year. Suomela, Charche's not going to play, but and then you're bringing in Shemlevsky, Chekovic, who's the other? Blickfeld, Merkley. That's a lot, but it's a very small amount of time. The Barracuda have 3 games left on the road, no less, to try to get their act together. That's that. Whoa. I mean, I'm rooting for you guys, of course, but I'm not sure about that. There was something by Adam. Do you buy into the noise that Erik Karlsson is leaning towards leaving? I'm going to be somebody who I think if you go back, I don't know, 20, 25 episodes ago from After Dark, I've never been a guy who thought Erik Karlsson was staying. And the reason why I say this, that's the only guy I've ever heard that has been traded to a team. Now, I've seen guys traded to a team and they'll shed some tears. Remember, who's the guy who played in Boston for 20 years and then came to Colorado? So Ray Bourque, that I get. 20 years with that franchise, hated to leave it, but it's like, dude, I know this is my last year. I want to put a ring on it. And both franchises worked as they could to make that happen. I totally get that. And that was the only time that I will say that I forgave anybody who was wearing the half Colorado, half Boston sweater. for Bourque. There are certain guys like that. I'll forgive you that. But we're talking about Erik Karlsson. The dude is literally right now in his prime, despite the 2 Norris trophies.
Right.
Dude is coming into his prime. But I've never, ever seen a guy do his press conference talking about, I'm saying goodbye to my forever home. To me, that should have been a huge red flag that says rental. This is it. And and we lost a couple picks. And who was the prospect?
Norris.
Josh Norris, but there was somebody else.
Rudolph Balcers.
Norris and Balcers and a couple picks. Now, granted, in the grand scheme of things, you look at that and you go, oh my God, that's a fleecing by the Sharks. But let's see. I'm sorry.
Tierney and DeMello in that trade too.
Oh, geez. Well, see, then now it makes it even worse. But you sit there and go, well, that's a fantastic fleecing. You go back and you look at something like Burns. Okay, who for, Charlie Coyle, Devin Setaguchi, and a pick that never became anything. Yeah. And let's be honest, Setaguchi had issues. I don't want to get into it, but he didn't last very long. Charlie Coyle is now a member of, coincidentally enough, the Boston Bruins. So it's clearly that was a good fleecing. But I look back and I'm saying, if Karlsson doesn't re-sign with the Sharks, it's not a huge fleecing unless they win the cup. If the Sharks win the cup, then of course you say, oh, everything I did worked out spectacularly. Mm-hmm. If you don't win the cup and Karlsson doesn't re-sign, that's going to be a little bit of a tough pill to swallow. And I think the reason why Wilson can get away with that is Chekovic and Shemilevsky and Merkley and Blichfeld. Hey, I'm the first one to say that I have dumped all over the drafting of the Sharks between 2008 and 2015. It's like I'm the guy who's sitting there going, Doherty, William Wren, Petrecki, and naming all these guys that just did nothing. And
Jarvie.
You have to, and you have to give it up to the Sharks drafting department and just the scouts going out and finding these European guys that are making a huge impact. Mm-hmm. So I'm fine with that. But to get back to the question, after I rambled on for 20 minutes, do I think that the Sharks? Do I think Erik Karlsson is wearing teal next season? No, and I would bet all the pucks and sticks behind me that. That's how strongly I feel, despite the fact that when we first talked to Drew Remenda, I think it was right around the holidays, Drew said he thought it was 98% that Karlsson would re-sign here. I just don't see it. He's a guy, he doesn't want to sign anything. I've seen him come out of practices. He doesn't care for the interaction with the fans. And maybe that's something that happened in Ottawa, even though he was captain of the team. Okay. But he just seems like a guy who, I don't know. He's just not hella enough for the Bay Area. Does that make enough sense? He's just not hella, people.
You expect him to be hyphy going on or something?
No, I don't expect that, but I don't expect him to basically shut down even kids. I've seen 5, 6, 7-year-olds asking EK65 for an autograph, and he's like, "Oh, I don't sign, my bad." And it's not even for a kid. Okay. Well, I mean, and that's the whole thing. It's nowhere in EK65's contract does it, stipulate you must sign autographs for fans. It doesn't. I get that. But the thing is, you compare him to all the other guys, and there's a small handful of guys, whether it be Marcus Sorensen, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, even Jumbo. You got to catch these guys on good days to sign autographs. And again, nobody is entitled to an autograph from any of those guys unless it's Fan Fest and they're literally in a signature line aside from that. So, but I don't know, just EK65, when Dan Boyle came here, it was
that's Dan Mother Puckin Boyle.
That's what I'm saying. Joe Thornton. There have been some big key names that have come here. They immediately melded into the fabric of the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. To me, Erik Karlsson doesn't fit into that mold, but I hope to be very wrong
I would
on
love-
July 2nd, July
would-
3rd, whenever.
Hell, even before then, I would love
That
for that to
too.
be wrong.
That
you
too.
know,
But I'm willing to lay down a bet right now. Do you think that EK65 will be wearing a teal jersey come next September?
I can't, because we don't know if he's raised a cup over his head.
Good point. Good point. Well,
If
okay,
he
we'll
raises-
find
if
out.
he raises his cup over his head, I
No,
think
you know
he
what?
will
If he
be-
raises the cup over his head, I think actually, you know what? I think that's more of a sign of him leaving.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
it's
I'm
like
saying.
he's already, it's like goal attained. Now I'm gonna go get that money. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
go get to Florida.
That's what I'm saying. He could go to Florida. He can
Yeah.
join Panarin and
Yeah,
Pavelski.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But you know what?
Either
One
way.
thing Chris did mention.
look at Rob Ivan. He's out of here.
The one thing that Chris mentioned in the chat earlier is like San Jose is his forever home, but he's not leaving San Diego anytime soon.
Okay. I'm sorry. Where's the tape of Chris playing hockey?
Oh,
I don't know.
poke the
I'm
bear.
just, I know. I'm not trying to poke the bear. Hey, let's talk about plus minus. So
Wow.
where the really? Okay.
Just nobody needs to see me. There you go.
Are we okay now?
There.
Are we cool, Laurel?
I'll
We're
just-
copacetic now, right?
I'll just go.
Hello?
over here. It's cool. No, it's okay. No, it's
And we're back. So it's
So-
okay. Yeah, I'll sit here and piss her off just for you. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna start sneezing like
So,
crazy any moment now.
I'm still going. The thing that still upset me tonight, to be honest, the fact that Joakim Ryan got in over Tim Heat, because it's okay. Erik Karlsson was coming back, and that's you got to make space. And there was speculation from the local guys that we talked on earlier when we were at the tank that they were saying they might roll 7D tonight. And clearly they didn't. I just everybody's going to dump on Michael Haley, of course, despite the amazing empty netter. But I almost wish they would have rolled 70 today. I just feel like Tim Heed. You look at the last 20 games that the Sharks have played. What has Tim Heed done wrong?
He really hasn't. He's contributed offensively. He's helped be that extra quarterback on the second power play unit.
He's been reasonable. Well, not reasonable, but he's been a serviceable facsimile for EK65. So to see Joakim Ryan just have an abhorrent season, to not be able to figure out, to sit there against, what was it, the Blackhawks? I can't remember who it was, that they gave up 4 horrible, rushes the other way. And like 3 of them ended up as goals. But 2 of those, Ryan was on the hook for. He was responsible for. So to see Joakim Ryan get the call tonight over Heed kind of pissed me off a little bit, to be honest with you.
But maybe he's like everybody else, trying to get the kinks out of and get ready for game 1.
How many games do you need to get the kinks out? Dude, how many times has Ryan been? There is literally video from a few games ago where Burns is trying to
Only
talk him
one,
off the
AJ.
ledge. Tired of it.
Al saying only one, AJ.
What's only one?
I think only one game is what you need, apparently.
Oh,
And Jerry makes another good point. The defensive pair units. What did you think of them tonight? Burns with Vlasic, Braun and Ryan, and then you got your wish, EK65 with Dylan.
EK65 and Dylan, I am so fine with. We saw Dylan have his most productive time with EK65 next to him. Same with EK65. Saw his best production with Dylan next to him. Putting Vlasic with Burns, to me, how many times do you have to try this? And what is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. How many times are they going to put Vlasic and Burns together and realize that it is oil and water? It is not going to mix. Why? To me, this is the bigger question. Instead of trying to like figure out somebody to whisper into Burns' ear, whether it's Ryan, whether it's Heed, whether it's, I mean, like we said, hell, Ryan Merkley, somebody to cover for Shimmick, who clearly had figured out the combination to the lock. But go back to, wait a minute, we're talking about Vlasic and Braun. We're talking about one of the best shutdown pairs that the Sharks have ever had in their franchise, and they've completely gone in the dumper. And we're not talking about for a small amount of games. We're talking about an entire freaking season. And there are some people that sat there and said, well, maybe it's because the introduction to Erik Karlsson has been something that has put a monkey in the wrench on that. Okay, fine. You want to say that. Explain to me why Vlasic and Braun look so horrible during the 30 games that Erik Karlsson hasn't played in this season. You know, I'm sorry. It's just, I don't understand why Vlasic and Braun have completely gone right down the dumper after the last 5-6 seasons being one of the top shutdown pairs in the NHL. I don't get it.
And like Cheryl says in the chat, Braun's game this year has been questionable. At least Vlasic got his mojo back. And I'll agree with that. I think Vlasic turned it around after January. He really had a horrible first half, but he turned it around
when he came back.
Yeah, when he came back.
Yeah.
I thought that looked really good. And I think I think it took Vlasic some time to kind of get used to not playing with Braun, if you think about it, because those two were an inseparable pair for so many years.
Yeah. But which to me goes back to the whole thing. Why split them up? You know, you had so much success with those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how you set those up. Forepaw saying Vlasic was hurt and had some family things. I know Vlasic was hurt, but I'm not
on the family things.
I'm not speculating. I don't know what happened family wise. I'm not going to speculate.
And Rob Iman already trying to reacquire Marleau with Braun, which, you know, it makes sense.
That's the whole thing. I
will
need
say
a
defenseman.
This. Hold on. That's the whole thing right now. I will bet the stack. Okay. Where is it?
Oh boy.
Hold on. I will bet the stack.
Everything
right
must
now.
go. He's betting everything. Oh, damn. You're breaking up Benjamins.
I will break out Benjamins right here. Okay. Right here, right now. All of that says Patrick Marleau is a Shark next season before Erik Karlsson is. Okay. And for those of you watching, don't worry. I know how to shut down the elevator. He's not leaving before I get that back. But I'm telling you right now,
damn it.
The Benjamins say it. The Benjamins say it. Marleau, you're missing one. I'm telling, and see, Forepaws. I will go in with AJ. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, man. Boom, 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 boom. Marleau is wearing teal in 2019, 2020 before Erik Karlsson is.
Ooh.
And that's saying a lot when you consider Pavelski's getting a deal, Thornton's getting a deal, Timo Meyer's getting a deal. I mean, there's some significant pieces.
And that's the big thing that we'll talk about once the season's over is that.
Look, you know what, Al? Really?
Al, you're hilarious.
Dude, I'm trying to think of the last time that Monopoly money had like blue strips on it.
Well, but while we're saying that, I want to thank Al and Kevin for doing a good job while we rest.
Well, I'll thank Kevin.
I think. Oh, man. But seriously, Al and Kevin, you did a phenomenal job finishing off where we had, continuing where we had finished off. So kudos to you guys. And getting back to Marleau.
Yeah. Monopoly money right there, bitches. But right there.
Toronto would be really tough to and would you
what do you mean Toronto would be really tough? What are you talking about? They got to sign. Dude, they've got issues with Marner. Like, okay, yeah, Tavares is in the hole. They got issues with Marner.
They've already re-signed Matthews.
Yeah,
but they need to find where they're going to get that money from.
There's where you get that money from. we're also still talking about a team that has a ton of weapons up front and has a porous back end and goaltending. They're going to have to address that. You know, they almost are kind of similar to the Sharks in the way it's like, and actually, you know what? I don't even want to say similar to the Sharks. The Maple Leafs a little bit remind me of Edmonton this season, where they've got, think about it, McDavid, Draisaitl, Clefbaum. I can't remember the other guy's name as a forward. Somebody's gonna put it in the chat. But they're basically they're a one-line, one defenseman team.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a solid goalie, like you look at what Ben Bishop has done over the last couple months, the defense or the goaltending tandem in Dallas over the last 6 weeks.
Hopkins.
Yes. Thank you, Cheryl. RNH. You look at really? Hold on, is it pronounced Chason or Chiasson? Anyway,
I think he's changed it every.
It depends on what coast he's playing on.
Right.
Either way, you look at that. Again, they're a one-line, one defenseman team, and you might be able to get away with that and score enough, get enough points with that combination if you've got a Ben Bishop or somebody who can, because we can still go back and look at the amount of talent that Washington had last season. Holtby had a horrible year, and all of a sudden they said, "Hey, Holtby, guess what, bro? It's April. Show me that." And boom, Holtby turned it on. Is somebody like Koskinen going to be able to pull Stolarz, Starrett from Bakersfield? I don't think so. Not right now. I've seen some games with Starrett. I do think that the road to the goaltending situation in Edmonton goes through Bakersfield. I think Starrett's decent. I actually don't have a problem with Stolarz. But the fact that Peter Chiarelli burned down the organization on his way out by giving Koskinen a
no move clause, literally the night before he got fired,
no move clause, and doubled his salary for the next 4 years. Really? You're gonna burn it down that bad?
And I know I mentioned this before, I think on an After Dark, but it was kind of funny. I was listening to the Steve Dangle podcast, and they were trying to figure out whether or not you can buy out a contract before it even kicks in.
Good luck. I see RNH getting traded. Dude,
Yeah,
you know what?
Adam Larson, straight up.
No, I gotta be honest. Dude, there's speculation, and it wouldn't be surprising to me. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. We're gonna go full on TSN 1040 right now. Tell me I'm wrong. Wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. This is the best ever time for the Edmonton Oilers to trade McDavid.
Well, not anymore. You got to trade somebody.
You will find a team that looks at that injury and say he can bounce back. He'll bounce back from that.
Sure.
And he can be just the same Connor McDavid that he was before.
Sure.
But the Oilers, conversely, can sit there and look at that and go, you know what? I don't want to take a chance on that. But if there is a team that is willing to do so and give us the amount back in some sort of negotiation, they're going to give us back what we want pre-April 6th. They're going to give us what we wanted for McDavid on April 5th. They're going to give us that, and we can rebuild the entire, for the most part, you could damn near rebuild the entire Oilers franchise for somebody who needs that blockbuster center for their team. But you got to look for the team who's got the picks, who has the cupboard that has some weight to it, some heft, that will make that deal. But I'm telling you, to me, there is no better time right now to trade McDavid. The dude wants the hell out of there. You can see it in his post-game interviews. He is so done with having a placeholder general manager, a placeholder coach. He has no idea what's happening in the front office. And a kid with that much power, I'm sorry, captain of the team at that age, dude, he's swinging his Johnson. He's opening doors at that arena with his Johnson. His Johnson's there 2 minutes before he gets there because he knows he's captain. He's, king shit. Okay. He knows no matter who the GM is that's installed, that GM is going to say, hey, Connor, here are 3 guys that we're looking at to be the head coach. Which one do you approve of? I guarantee you that is happening.
Well,
and that is not a way to run to your franchise.
Well, it's also not the way to run a franchise by having, the legends that failed so many years, Mac T, Kevin Lowe in the front office, or they haven't done nothing. They've won one playoff series, which of course has to be against the San Jose Sharks.
Who's the cat in Vancouver that did really well as a Canuck, but it was just horrible as a front office person at all?
Gillis?
Okay, might have been Gillis. I want
Brian, not Bourque.
No,
he won in Anaheim.
I think doesn't he own a gym or something up there?
Yeah. Oh, Trevor Linden was the president of the club.
There you go. Okay, that's bad enough. All right, but either way, yeah. And I think, let's be honest, Patrick Waugh and Wayne Gretzky have proven that the better you are as a player, the worse you are as a coach. I think that has been proven. Show me the guy that has the trophy case that Patrick Waugh and Wayne Gretzky have that has succeeded, that has, if not met that, exceeded what they did as a player. You would be hard pressed, my friend, to find that. So I throw that out to the chat. Find somebody, tell me, because I know nothing about hockey. I prove that here every time we go live. I know nothing about hockey. But one of the things that I'm pretty familiar with is Wayne Gretzky crashed and burned trying to be the bench boss for Arizona. Patrick Waugh crashed and burned trying to be the bench boss for the Avalanche. Just tell me the guy who
but not as a coach?
No. As a coach. Waugh coach. Gretzky coach. You can sit there and say, hey, Rob Blake's doing a pretty good job.
I was going to say Stevie Y.
Yeah, you can say Stevie Y.
Al Martinez saying maybe even, Joe Sakic. He's Eastern himself around, though.
Yes.
And he's about to be gifted something on Tuesday, too.
No, it's a couple of these guys. I mean, we've seen it with the Sharks organization. Doug Wilson, we've seen guys make that transition that they were. I mean, Doug Wilson, didn't he won a Norris, right?
Yeah, Chicago.
So Norris was Chicago. One of the last guys to play without a lid.
Yep.
No bucket. No bucket Doug. That's what I call him. You see those guys. It's weird. They can transition to being like a front office guy. And we've seen so many people. Johan Hedberg, Nabby, Ricci, Brian Marchment. So many guys just with the Sharks. But they've never transitioned to a coach. That's my thing. Patrick Waugh, Wayne Gretzky. Maybe could have been some of the greatest front office guys ever. Get your ass away from behind the bench.
We're going out of hockey, but John, Pete Rose, I got 5 on it.
Really, dude? Hold on. Being a great player doesn't prohibit you, but it far from guarantees anything. And exactly. I'm not saying it guarantees, if you were a generational player, I'm by no stretch of the imagination saying that guarantees that you will be a great educator of the game to younger players and be able to pass on what you know. I'm not saying that by any stretch. I'm saying that history has proven that they're just like some of the most talented guys that have ever played the game. They might succeed in the front office. As a coach, for some reason, they cannot pass on their incredible experience and knowledge that they've had throughout their success in the NHL.
Yeah.
And the NHL is not the only league. I mean, we've seen this in football. We've seen this in baseball.
Yep. Maybe more so baseball than anything else, to be honest.
Why isn't Joe Montana coaching?
Yeah.
Why isn't John Elway coaching? I'm just saying.
Steve Young, Jerry Rice. I mean,
now.
Not that we're biased towards the Niners or anything. Jerry F in the chat saying, I think Jumbo would make a great player coach.
And John, I can't really think of one. That's exactly. I don't know what it is.
You know what? Cheryl's got a good one. Rod Brindamore has done a phenomenal job in Carolina. I mean, who
was
really
Brindamore though? He has one cup, right? Brindamore?
Yeah, with Carolina.
Okay, so 06.
Yeah. With Ray Whitney. And
okay, so I guess that means Hedekin can be a coach too.
No, I want Hedekin to come back, be that seventh defenseman you wanted, and hop over a bench and beat the crap out of somebody. When he gets riled up, riled up, and I love it.
But let me ask you this: are you putting Rob Brindamore on the same level as a Gretzky or a Waugh?
No.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Or who's the cat for New Jersey goalie that was badass forever? Brodeur. What's Brodeur doing? Yeah, I mean there are a few okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's secretary. You know what? Let's fast forward 20 years from now. We'll see if Sidney Crosby is coaching anybody. We'll see if Ovi is coaching anybody. Some of the generational players of our lifetime that we saw them literally because I'm going to be honest. When I started watching hockey, Waugh was already kind of established,
right?
Gretzky
had been around.
Gretzky had been around for I was 5 years old when so it's like Gretzky had been around forever. And what's funny is there's another name that popped in my head now. I can't remember, but even Messier, I wouldn't put him on a level, of course, of Gretzky, but for what he was asked for and what he did it extremely well. Owen Nolan. I'll be honest with you, Owen Nolan, if he was going to be a coach, he'd already be doing it now. Yeah. I think Owen Nolan has far too much fun fishing, hunting, doing that type of a thing. There are some guys that once they're done, they don't want to have anything to do with it. And I feel like Owen Nolan is kind of one of those guys. He's just, you know what? And God love Sean Avery. Go look at his Instagram. He clearly wants nothing to do with hockey. He just wants to spend his days leaned up against a wall telling other people how wrong they are. Okay, there you go. Bomb Squad, Chloe and Sturm. Chloe, I don't think he's got concussion issues. No, Chloe
seriously going on with him and poor guy.
Yeah, Chloe, no.
Because I think he has the potential to be a great coach.
I think
that's why the Leafs kind of.
I think Chloe would be a Tortorella kind of guy, to be honest with you. I think he would be. But
have a jolly fist fight.
Marco Sturm, I think, would be great. I could see Marco Sturm as the next coach of LA.
Marco really boosted his coaching capability when he took Germany to that gold medal game.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm LA, yeah, I'm looking at making that change because LA, let's look. Since LA won that second cup, what was that, 2014?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, but it's been 5 years. What significant changes has LA made? I mean, they still have guys. Okay, now Kopitar, yeah, great guy. Doughty, great guy. But you look at the rest of it, but Quick, I'm sorry, has kind of lost the step. He's getting played out of his position by his backup, and they're a slower team. Didn't they get swept last season along with Anaheim?
Yeah, they did. But they had a hell of a, Jonathan Quick had a hell of a series that time.
Well, I think he wasn't running out there trying to get Pavelski's autograph.
Yeah, but he was like he allowed like 4, 5, 6 goals in that 4-game series, and yet the Kings couldn't score worth crap.
Yeah,
and that's what caused.
But that's the whole thing. They had no offensive weapons aside from Kopitar, and they're just a monolithically slow team. They are lethargic, and I think part of that comes from the coaching. I still think that there are drips and dribbles of Daryl Sutter around there, where it's like, no, you got to be the dude who's all jacked
old
up,
time hockey,
and sloth around and just beat the crap out of guys and just drill everybody the ball. Just put them into submission and end their will to live. And you know what? That's great if you're playing a team that has not great speed. And unfortunately, San Jose is one of those teams. You can't get away with that versus Vegas. You can't get away with that versus Pittsburgh. They're too fast. You're going to go in for that hit. And the guy that you wanted to hit is already like in the neutral zone and on a breakaway. Like Anaheim
Brian
and
Bourque
LA
hockey.
need to flip the script.
That's why Brian Bourque is, pissing and moaning about the storm surge in Carolina.
Oh my God. Leave the storm surge. You know what the storm surge is? The storm surge is to Carolina. Well, actually, no, it isn't the same thing because the storm surge started middle of the season. And it was something that Carolina somehow, it was an organic thing that started, and it brought the entire team together and
brought the fan base together too.
Brought Raleigh all together to stand behind this hockey team. And let's be honest, the Carolina Hurricanes, not known for having the best attendance in the league. So this happening is fantastic. Now, was it similar? See, the thing that the reason why I say that is because I liken it to Joe Pavelski, the little black cat that everybody kind of got behind in that first run or that first round of the playoffs in 2016. And it was that idea of here's something to rally around. Carolina has taken that to a whole new level. And that's one of those things that you look at and you just go, yeah, I want that too. I want that thing that the team, that it doesn't, forget all the outsiders. This is the thing that we have that can sit there and rally around. Right. Forget the grumpy old man and the ridiculously colored suits up in Canada.
Yeah, you see
pounds
out there,
on the piano.
You see out there, and Subban, he's a good player.
Guys, they're out
he's
there.
A good guy.
He's a good guy. I mean, he's no Bobby Orr, but he's out there doing his thing. I mean, come on, Grapes. The game passed Grapes by 15 years ago. Let's be honest.
Here's a quick question before we talk. I mean, we're going to do a full playoff preview, but not tonight.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
The time is nigh. There you go. Okay, I'll give you that.
That's a great one.
Despite my hatred for your handle, I love that. The time is nigh should be the Sharks rallying cry. Absolutely.
I'll get on the printer press right now for those shirts.
Yes.
Felix had a great question here. If you guys have to take over a GM role for a rebuilding team, which one would you take? Ottawa, Edmonton, or Buffalo?
Oh, Edmonton. Provided that they still have McDavid. Ottawa, there's a look at their franchise. Look, they're a team. Okay, yeah, fine. But Chris Tierney is getting like top center minutes.
Yeah.
No.
DeMello had a great year.
Okay, fine. DeMello had a decent year.
Sure. Showed up.
If Chris Tierney is your top center, you're doing it wrong. Okay? No. Forget Ottawa, Edmonton. What was the other one?
Buffalo.
We're talking about it. Okay, we're talking about a Buffalo Sabres team who was swimming in first place going into Thanksgiving. Where are they at now? So, no, they have a history of tanking. I would easily take Edmonton because you know what it is? You can, and this is also the obvious reason why I take Edmonton. You can blame a lot of stuff on Chiarelli. You can say, well, he screwed up this, he screwed up that. So it's going to take me a year or two to flip this bitch around. But I've still got Draisaitl. I've still got RNH. I still got Clefbaum. I've still got Sekera. I've still got
and you have
Mick frickin' David.
And you have a boatload of guys up in Bakersfield right now.
Exactly. You got guys in Bakersfield killing it. Now you're going to have to get under that contract from Koskinen. Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge contract. I mean, it went from like 2.5 to 4.5 million. It's not a huge increase. It's not like, the Dallas Stars spending 13 million between Lettinen and Niemi, but it's still again, and I'm one of the biggest opponents of no move clauses. I hate that because it ties the hands. We need to see that in the next CBA. We need to see something that makes it a little bit more balanced, because I'm sick of GMs handing out no move clauses to get a guy to maybe take a little bit less.
Right.
Just like it's the idea of GMs, they're going to give more term. That's like, well, we'll give you 5 years at $6 million a year, or we'll give you 8 years at 4.8. And you never know. Some guys want term, some guys want cash. I'm sick of it. I get so sick of it. And then Phantom Luchic's contract really sucks. Yeah, when you're paying a guy $1 million a goal, your contract sucks. And that would be job one for somebody taking over stuff in Edmonton, is compliance by whatever it takes to get Lucic the hell out of Dodge. There you go. Lucic and goaltending. Now, whether it's Stolarz or Starrett, I don't know. Whether you look at, we're also talking about an Edmonton franchise that has had like the top lottery pick like 5 of the last 10 years, and this is what they've done with it. Now, granted, I have to put that in with the fact that the Sharks, they went after Guerin, they went after Campbell, and what are those turned into? Like Pacioretty and Perron?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Boom. My point. Mic drop. See ya.
Not to mention you also add Georges and Bernier onto that as well.
Oh, dear Lord. And what was the Rivet deal?
I think it was part of was Georges.
That
turned into Pacioretty.
Yeah. Oh, that turned into Pacioretty. Yeah, there you go. So, see? My God.
NHL.
You're really going to bring up now Yakupov. Really? You talk about a guy who should not have even gotten a cup of coffee in the NHL. Oh, my God. You talk about a swing and a miss. That was almost like the Sharks trading for Mark Bell. Yakupov. Holy hell. I'm just saying.
NHL Trump with the best question that I've been begging for this for years. Why can't the Sharks do a teal out for home playoff games like the whiteout in Winnipeg? It would be cool.
What did our buddy Kevin Kurz say today on Twitter? Looks like the Sharks are going to be rolling teal in the playoffs this year, like they should. But I'm not saying burn the stealth jerseys.
No.
The Sharks have, bizarrely enough, a winning record in the stealth jerseys. Is it a record of like 7-6? Yes. Still a winning record. But it's not called Blacktown or Stealth Town. It's called Teal Town. Hey, now he's literally wearing a shirt.
The thing too, though, and we've heard this from sources in and out of the organization, is that especially now with the newer lighting where the audience isn't as lit up, teal's not going to show up as much.
But if they have more control over the lighting, maybe they can add a little bit more lighting to that side. And the whole thing is, okay, so the lighting on the ice, the lighting outside, like the first 3 rows, needs to be a specific hue to light up the ice so the players can see everything. And it shows up good on TV on that aspect. But is somebody has looked at it, like produced some video stuff and all that. You know what? The colors teal and orange, when you accent those in almost any video, it for some reason just makes it pop more.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's the key, is that you add some LEDs up there beyond those rows of a little bit of teal, a little bit of orange. Of course, you have the LED bracelet option, but you can use those colors to just shine some light on that outside rim and make it pop on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My whole thing is, you can sit there and say that, oh, you know what? We've looked at it. We don't think teal pops or whatever. Prove it. I want to see it. If it's lighted correctly, and I'm the same guy who's going to die on the hill of the goal song with 6 a.m. I think that song would have taken off if the sound system was tuned correctly and people could hear it. Sure. And give it up for the Sharks. For the longest time, they were, under submission from these ridiculous lamps that took forever to light up.
Mm-hmm.
And now with that LED, just bam, bam.
And they paid for it themselves.
They paid for it themselves. and they can change the color temperature. It's fantastic.
Mhm.
So I love that.
I can't.
Now, if they can take that desire that they had for the lighting and focus that now, because the lighting is dialed in, now let's get the sound really dialed in.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
And between the lighting, you dial in the sound. You're talking about a building that is close to 30 years old. You could probably still, roll out for another 20 years because
At
it
the very
sounds so
least.
good and it looks so good.
And let's be honest, for a building that's 25 years old, it's not showing age at all.
Oh my God.
I mean,
this, I almost had it. Let me see. Oh my God. This is, I'm trying to think. I know there's a couple names. There's a couple names out there. I don't know who is age. This is the Tom Cruise of buildings. You got to give it up. The old man, he's aged pretty well. I mean, he's almost 60.
I'm waiting for the whole.
And he's about to do Top Gun Part 2.
I was waiting for you to say, when is he jumping on a couch on the Oprah Road?
Yeah, well, who cares about that? But and unfortunately, women, of course, are judged much more harshly in Hollywood. But no, this building is not the Michelle Pfeiffer of Hollywood, because we saw what happened with that. Not the Meg Ryan.
Don't get yourself in trouble, AJ.
Yeah, no, not the Meg Ryan. Yeah, because Michelle Pfeiffer and Meg Ryan religiously watch this. Let's see, like who's a solid female actress who's like for this? You know what? I found it. The SAP Center is the Diane Lane of Hollywood. That woman looks fantastic and has for like the last 40 years. SAP is I will die on this hill. Diane Lane of buildings.
Awkward.
So with that, we have gone on forever for After Dark. It is now 12:10.
That's
you know
right,
what that
Brody.
means, people? That means it is 6 hours and 50 minutes away from getting on the NHL network and having them give you a rub and a tug for about 30 minutes before they actually tell you when the Sharks are going to play. But as always, if you can, it's hanging out right down there. It's a little red button that says subscribe. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Help us out. Help us grow the show. We have so much fun doing this, and it's all about for fans by fans. We're not going to sit here and sugarcoat a lot of stuff. If we see something good, we're going to call it out. But if we see something that we don't agree with, we're going to call that out too. So this is a real show. This is what we want to do. And if you could hit that subscribe button, find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram, and again, iTunes, Spotify, all the different places.
Yep.
And we try to put out content pretty regularly. I think doing a post-game show after every single game, pretty regular.
Yep.
But luckily enough, the Sharks are so cool that they've allowed us some access. So we just did an interview with Doug Bentz, who's VP of Digital and Marketing with the Sharks, talking about everything that's going to be happening with playoffs starting next week. Go check that out on our YouTube channel. Like I mentioned earlier, I got to speak with Drew Remenda, former coach, former broadcaster, just all around
Thank you, John.
badass. And oh my God, John, $20 thrown down for the cause. I so appreciate that. I will let Drew and Brody both know about that, and I will tell them that I owe each of them $2 each, and I'll say that that's all we got. But I mean, Brody, you will not. I dare you to find a nicer guy than Brody. You might disagree with his takes about the Sharks or what, or the Oakland A's, whatever. You know what? He'll always be civilized. As long as you're civilized with him, he'll always answer back. You will not find a nicer guy when it comes to broadcasting. Same with Jamie Baker, another great guy that from doing this, we've gotten to know a little bit. Again, just one of the nicest guys on the planet. You won't find a nicer guy. So this is what we're trying to do. And we have some more interviews queued up between now and the start of the playoffs.
And we're still working on some more too.
And yeah.
And don't forget, Felix does a lot of the writing we have to give him some love too.
Absolutely.
Met him tonight again, and that guy's got a big heart. And thank you for doing what you do, bud. Oh, sorry.
No.
And Laurel's like, I'm broke for the rest of the season. Next season. No, we appreciate it. We appreciate everyone.
One of the I mean, we of course appreciate the YouTube donations, the super chat. It helps us, and I'm again, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I will keep on saying it. Nobody is pocketing this money that has come in tonight. I saw 82 from Lowell earlier, 20 from that, so $102. You know what that's going to go to? We have to pay a yearly, we have to pay for Tealtown USA, the domain. Now, I want to be completely transparent. I think that costs us like $15 a year to renew that domain,
along with hosting, which is.
But I was going to say, no. That's just to keep the domain.
Right.
Then there's the monthly hosting fee, and that's I don't even know what that is.
It comes out to about $80 a year.
So $80 a year for that. Then there's the SoundCloud repository. Look at that.
Thanks,
$5.
Jerry.
Thank you so much, Jerry. The SoundCloud, because it's funny, your credit card is on it, but it's my email address. So every time, like once a month, I get a little thing that says,
"Oh,
Erik
that's not
renewed."
awkward at all."
Yeah, well, it's not like I get your credit card number. It's not like I'm on Amazon late at night, but I go, "Hey, Rocket, look what we can do." No, but the SoundCloud account, the SoundCloud account is like $10 a month. So so there's all of that, and it's like this microphone. This is like a $90 microphone. This is a $90 microphone. This arm here is $100. This boom arm here was like $60. Okay, I don't want to get into this whole thing of like, oh, we're so poor.
This is
we're
turning
so
into
broke.
a KQED pledge
Yeah, I don't
drive.
want to turn this into like we're gonna start like auctioning off like beach bags and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that all the money that comes in, nobody is pocketing this. All that this is doing is we're eyeballing better equipment to make. Oh, okay.
Ow, yeah.
Oh my God. No. Laurel is literally throwing it down. She's, if I'm contributing, I want Kayla to have a nicer bed. Believe you me, Kayla's got it pretty damn good. Okay.
Laurel, I like Laurel. Eric's Benadryl. They've been talking about my allergies because I'm allergic to cats.
There you go.
The whole time.
Kayla has it pretty damn good. You have no idea the diet that this woman has. There is some amazing chicken involved. There's some amazing tuna. Believe you me, Kayla is queen bee and she freaking knows it. But to get back to what I was saying,
for Kayla's bed.
to get back to what I was saying, all of this is okay. Because of that, I will provide the Kayla. I shall provide the Kayla girl. But yeah, all of this money, we have some stuff that we would love to be able to do if we had the budget. And part of that budget, means like getting a better camera to do some off-site stuff that we're not, stuck in our bedrooms and everything or offices. It means like getting some better microphones so we have better sound. Because that's the one thing that you ask Erik, you ask the other guys on the show. I have the biggest curly hair up the bunghole about making the audio better. It's something that I'm working on, and that's where that money is going, to make sure everybody has better microphones. That's again, I can sit here and like pontificate for like the next half hour. I think I've already droned on enough about it, but I just want to assure everybody, if you are nice enough to, throw us a donation on the super chat, and if we decide to add a Patreon or something, if we appreciate it so much, but just know it's just going into trying to make this show better. This stuff back here, that's all out of my personal pocket since Kayla made an appearance.
All right.
Okay, really? All right, hold on. Watch this. Okay, now what? What do we have for the brown kitten in the center shot? What do we have? Look at how upset she is from me doing this. Okay? And it's all for you.
Wait, put Kayla back there.
What? No, you can tell. Kayla, look, she's already like going, you people need to leave me alone.
Really? You wake me
Look
up
at
out of my
that. Look, she
bed?
is
Are you
less than
serious?
confused. She has little paws. No, she was the runt of her litter. She was the don't use my girl like that. She's a queen. Oh, you have no idea. Look at this. This is how much my girl trusts me. Look at this. I can hold her like
Baby,
this.
like
Do
one of
you
your
see
French
her
girls.
freaking out whatsoever? Do you see her having any issue with this? Because Kayla knows it is all about the unconditional love, that she will never hurt me and I will never hurt her. Look at her. Look at that. She knows. Oh, she is so daddy's little girl. You have no idea. You have
I'm
no
calling PETA
idea.
Al.
What?
Al is on a roll tonight. Al's saying, I'm calling PETA.
Look at her. There she goes.
All
Back
right.
into her little spot. She loves it.
Anywho,
Boneless kitty.
right?
But anyway, yeah, I don't want to,
So,
go off on a
every-
diatribe, but anybody who donates or anything, thank you so much for doing that. And again, it all goes into trying to make the show better.
Yep. No, we incredibly appreciate it. I mean, we've gone over 300 games straight now.
Oh, I think
mean,
it might be
16,
more than
17,
that.
18, 19. I mean, that's 3 seasons of just 82, so that's 328.
And
we had a
averaging
hundred-
an interview probably like once every 6 weeks or once every 2 months. And we're actually looking at ramping that up.
and we'll be on the lookout. We're trying to get some other ones finalized
Yeah.
before the playoffs go. So be on the lookout for it. And the best way to look out for it is to subscribe. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell. That'll notify you when we do share something like Drew versus Brody or the
Oh, it's down there. It might be time to go. People.
Yeah, I think it's time to go. But by all means, I'll be back with you in the morning somehow. When the second the schedule comes out.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. You'll probably get Marleau and Sharky probably clawing at me to feed them their food in the morning, but while talking about the schedule.
Can I get a
Christy.
percentage of the predictability scale high-low ratio appearance of an angry AJ tree?
Ooh, an angry AJ tree. That's gonna be
We're not
tough. That's gonna be tough. If what would you rather have, an angry AJ tree or 2 precious puppies?
Depends on if they're barking. If they're nice and quiet,
it's they're usually quiet. Usually quiet in the
our
morning.
past casts
Depending if they've been fed.
Oh, okay.
If they've been fed, then we're golden.
All right.
And I don't mean nights.
Leave it up to the chat. Leave it up to the. You know what? You have to get on in the morning and throw that out there as a poll question.
We'll do.
Just saying.
Jerry, we're working on it.
Puppies growling at an angry AJ tree. That is the best of both worlds, is what it is.
Yeah. So
Just saying.
thank you for all the donations, Christine. Thank you as well. Yes, Sasa asked about internet. Oh my God, really?
Wait, what?
They're
International
talking about shirts.
Oh, okay. We're getting to shit again. The donations help, and that is part of what we're working on. We're trying to make the show better, but yes, we are using, looking at some opportunities to try to get some more cool shirts like this, but we need funding. And so what you guys hand over to us, that's what we're looking forward to do. Believe you me, we want to do more stuff. So thank you very much. I would see, because I'm old school. Okay. I'm old school. I've been rolling Teal Town USA since like 99, baby. That's when this hat came out. Okay. Teal Town USA since 99. I'm OG, baby.
So with that, I think we need to call it a night. And I need to drive an hour home to get home.
Puppy.
So so be on the lookout for the schedule show. We'll have that. I know Pucknologist is going to roll out.
Tomorrow night.
You mean tonight?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So for those of you who've been hanging with us, and oh my God, we love you so much for doing that.
And there's still 30 in the chat. Wow.
We got Pucknologist rolling. I don't know that we're going to go live tomorrow just because some schedules are a little quirky tomorrow. So instead of focusing on doing it live, we're going to focus on trying to make the audio much better. So it's much more pleasing to the ear. But also, we might be talking with some people tomorrow that, let's just say, are fans of the enemy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Starting next week. So a little bit of, who's your daddy? Going back and forth with maybe some guys from Sin City. So something that we're working on. And
who's your daddy and what does he do?
Right. So we're gonna work on talking to some guys from Las Vegas, and just trying to basically get the perspective from how the other side lives is what I'm saying.
$500 million is nice.
Yeah. Oh, Felix even saying sin bin people are cool people.
Yep.
So we might have to hang out in the sin bin for a little bit tomorrow, and again, we're going to find out how the other half lives, how they figure out how to, find 3 hours out of a random day to get away from a slot machine or blackjack table or stripper pole. Hey, no judgment.
Oh boy.
No judgment. To each their own when it comes to their entertainment dollar and how they spend it. Just saying. So with that, thanks very much for joining us for After Dark. After Fan Appreciation Night. Again, game 82 is in the books. We are out of here for the regular season. We are on to NHL playoffs. Playoff mode is on. In fact, you know what? I'm going to let Erik say say his goodbyes while I get playoff mode together because now it's on.
Yep.
So
for sure.
Go ahead.
All right.
Cool.
He's gonna. Hey now that's something else. Where's your phone? You guys show that off. Oh, okay. I thought you were breaking out something else for it. So, hey, thanks for watching. We appreciate your support. Yes, AJ gets to go to bed and put this show to bed, and I get to drive home. I get to stay up all night. Damn, I'm glad I don't have to work tomorrow. Jeez. Yeah. But as you can see, although it doesn't come up too crazy, playoff mode is on, people. It's time to get loud. It's time to get tealified. It's time to support your San Jose Sharks. We appreciate your support for Tealtown USA.
Where's your phone?
Everybody know iPhone's right here.
Let's see if I can help this out just a scotch. I probably can't.
But you're looking for.
Oops.
You're looking for the Hangout.
Let's see. Oh. Can I light it up a little bit better back there? No. Again, when you donate to the show, you will donate to better lighting.
Here, how would I do this?
No, that's an insane amount of light coming off from back there, and that's just what's going to happen. Don't scare my cat. No, believe you me, she's more than fine. Oh, and you know what? He's watching the show on his phone, and it's echoing. I forgot. No, dude, let it go, dude. It's not happening.
It's happening right there.
Oh, it is so not happening. He's trying. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to switch over to your camera. There you go. Okay. So playoff mode is in fact on, people. I see what he's trying to do, and it's a good job. If, I probably should have pulled that other crap out of the way, but yes. Playoff mode is on, people. All right. Hold on. We'll do it right. Hold on. No, keep it on. Into the garbage.
There you go.
Okay, let's see. In Booyah, there it is. Playoff mode on Sharks territory in the house. But I also got to say, how cute are those little mini Sharky bobbleheads on the right? Look, those are very cute. Very damn cute. So, yes, playoff mode is on, people. We out of here. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. Catch the replay sometime in the next 24 hours when one of us is alive enough to post it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wow, that is awesome. Where did you get that from? I actually got that from the Sharks last season. Well, I shouldn't say that. I got it from the Sharks to give to the bar that I worked at the time. And the bar that I worked at the time, once they went to, what was it? I think it was like once baseball season started, or no, once football season started back up, they got rid of some of their neons from hockey and NBA. And they said, hey, AJ, you gave us this. You want it back? And I was like, well, absolutely. So there you go. Call SWAT. Those two guys are robbing AJ of his money in this box. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, we should have signed off like an hour ago. So thanks, everybody, for watching. When you support us, you're just supporting us, trying to do a bigger and better show. That's what we're trying to do. Look at those solid kicks over there. Look at those high tops. No, to the left. To the left. Look at those high tops. Some solid high tops. And the Sharks San Francisco co-branded ball cap. Okay. So thanks so much for joining us. We're going to have a playoff preview with Brody Brazil. We're hoping on Tuesday night. If it happens to have, or if it has to happen Monday, it will. It all depends on the athletic schedule and what they do. But looking at doing a Pacific Division playoff preview Tuesday night with Brody Brazil. So if we don't talk to you before then, oh, wait, no, we will, because the schedule comes out in about, 7 hours.
I need to go to bed, AJ.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for hanging with us now into the witching hour. Go enjoy the rest of Saturday Night Live, and we will talk to you later. Thanks again, everybody. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real teal. And we gone.